All right, this is a question popping up everywhere tonight. People asking if a state senator can call a special session to remove Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis after she charged former U.S. President Donald Trump and 18 of his co-defendants for conspiring to overturn Georgia's election. So this comes after State Senator Colton Moore sent a demand letter to Governor Kemp. 11 Alive's Don White joins us in the studio. So, Don, I've seen people talking about this online. Some folks saying this is a long shot.
Well, that is right. And tonight we are looking at what the requirements are for a special session, who would need to call it, and also if the state has a new law to remove district attorneys from office. I took those questions to the experts to verify.
I've officially called for an emergency legislative session to investigate corrupt district attorney Fani Willis.
State Senator Colton Moore says he wants to remove Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from office. But does he, the state legislature, or even the Georgia governor have the power to remove the DA? To verify, our sources are former Georgia House Representative and Georgia State University political science professor Doug Teeper and the Georgia State Constitution. Moore sent this letter Thursday to Georgia Governor Brian Kemp asking for an emergency special session. In Georgia, there are two main ways to call a special session. The first is by the governor.
He can call the legislature into session. And during my time in the legislature, it happened a couple of times in Georgia.
Most of the time, this happens for a budget crisis. The other way is for 3/5 of both the Georgia State House and Senate to vote for a special session and would require both Democrats and Republicans.
It's unlikely that, in my memory, it's not been done where one person is brought before the Georgia legislature to be removed.
There is a new law that does allow for review of DAs.
The legislature just passed a law which creates a commission that can bring a district attorney up before the commission to determine whether or not they should be removed from office. But a special session of the legislature is not the vehicle to address that.
So it is the newly approved Prosecuting Attorneys Statewide Qualifications Commission and not the full legislature that would consider complaints against district attorneys, and only if they're found to be involved in something illegal. So we can verify that is highly unlikely there's any chance of a special session, and it's not how a DA review would happen under the new Georgia law. Well, Governor Kemp can call a special session to look into Fani Willis. Teeper thinks that is incredibly unlikely. In fact, he says there's only a 1% chance it'll happen.
Thank you so much, Don. A lot of folks talking about this online today. And you all know the drill. You ask, we verify. If you have a claim you need checked out, send us an email or text the word verify to the number on your screen.